Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskar, and welcome back to Jal Prayag. Today I'm going to solve one exam question that was a request from one of the students, and it's based on a concept which we have already done. We have done this ETA calculation already. If you go to the playlist, you will find the calculations used for sailing. We had done how to calculate the duration of the sailing and then how to change the time zones. So it's a continuation of that concept, and this question came from one of my candidates. So I thought that let me put it, and to keep the video small, I'm going to break it into parts. That is why I've written as part A, part 4A. I'm going to split that so that you can understand much better, and the duration of the video is also small. So let us see how I go about this question. Let us see what is the question also. So as a recap, I'm going to deal with ETA calculations. I might use advance and retard of clocks. I might advance and retard date also, depending on the question. So let us just quickly have a look on that question. It says a vessel on 5th of April, 8 o'clock local time, sails from Manila, and the lat long of Manila is given, and she goes to Costa Rica. Just as a reminder, Manila is in Philippines, and Costa Rica is a Central American country, just north of Panama. So that longitude is also given, and it says that distance covered is 9,700 nautical miles. And during the passage, the average speed was recorded as 15 knots. And the question is asking me vessel's ETA, arrival port. There's a small catch here. He says, please assume the arrival longitude to be 080. We will see what is the use of this a little bit later, but let us go on the first part. Before that, I'll quickly do some recap also of concepts of advancing and retarding as well. So this is the question. Idea is to find the date and time of arrival ETA. As I said, I'm going to break them into parts. Let me just tell you that what is that breakup, just to make it simple and keep the video small. I'm going to do part A. I'm going to just only do the calculation of sailing time only. So this I will use distance and the speed. That is what I'm going to do in part A. Then I will make part B. It will be a continuation of the same question. This time I will use the time zones. I'll apply clock change. If required, date change also during the passage. So when I do this, I'm going to use local times of both departure and arrival. Sorry. Then I have part C. Part C, I'm going to use UTC. So I'm going to use UTC of both departure and arrival ports. Then finally, after when I get my ETA, I'm going to convert it to the local time of arrival port only. So these are the three parts I'm going to do. And this video, what I'm going to do today is only talking about part A. Okay. So breaking them into parts makes the video smaller and much easy to concentrate also and understand as well. Let us start the solution with let me just give you the gist of that whole question. I'm departing Manila on 5th April 0800. Arrival is Costa Rica. The distance sailed is 9,700 nautical miles. Average speed is 15 knots. There's a small clue which I had given you earlier also. Usually all ETA questions can be solved by two methods. One, by using completely the local time of departure, local time of arrival, and then proceeding with that. The second is using UTC. Both are okay. Whichever is you feel comfortable, you can do it. Answer will be same. Let me just quickly show you the locations, and then what we are going to do in this question. But before that, a few things you need to understand. I've just shown you a line which basically the chart is curved because of the longitude's curvature, but I'm showing is a straight line, and this I call the prime meridian. You can see it somewhere it's touching the Greenwich meridian. Then the next important thing I'm interested is your international date line, which is 180°. Okay, this is something you need to understand. Let us look at our ports also. Your Manila is here. This is what is Manila. And this is where is approximately Costa Rica. So if you look at this picture itself, it's very evident that I can do a trans-Pacific passage. I can circumvent the Earth also and come, but doesn't make sense. So I'm going to do trans-Pacific passage. So I'll proceed with the diagram itself to show you a few little bit things what can happen. So how will I sail? I'm going to sail like this, okay? And I'm going to depart on 5th of April, 0800. I'm going to do a recap of our clock change and the date change before I proceed with the question. So please have a look on the clock change and date change. Whenever you sail easterly, you will advance the ship's clocks. Whenever you sail westerly, you will retard the ship's clocks. But as I said, in case you are crossing the IDL, international date line, please remember on the same easterly motion, I'm going to retard the date. For example, let us say on the left of this particular IDL, which is more towards Asia, if that was 5th April, if I cross, it will become 4th April on the Hawaiian side or the Pacific side of America. So this is the date change. And exactly reverse will happen if you move westerly. There'll be an advance of date. Let us say you are 4th April on the Pacific of American side. If I cross into the Asian side, you will advance the date. So please remember this. This was already discussed quite extensively in the previous 3 videos which I have done on the sailing part of it, which is available to you in the playlist. So please remember this before I start going anywhere. I'm not going to use these things on this module. I'll be using all of this on the next module. But you need to know how you are moving and what you are supposed to do before you start your question. And as I said, I'm going to do the sailing time calculation only on this part. So it's simple sailing time calculation, how you do everyday basis. Okay, sailing time calculation, and then what kind of ETA you can give, provided there is no other things that is going to change. So I'm going to calculate total time of sailing as 9,700 divided by 15. I get around 646.67 hours. I cannot keep it like this. I need to convert that into days. So I'm going to divide by 24. It comes as 26.95 days. I can't keep like this also. I'm going to change into days and hours. So I've shown you the procedure how to do it. You keep the 26 separate, take the decimal 95, multiply by 24. You will see you'll get an answer called 26 days, 22.8 hours. Now it is more prudent for me to convert that decimal 8 also into minutes. So again, I've split it, 26 days, 22 hours, then 0.8 into 60. So it gives me, this is the duration of sailing. I'm going to sail for 26 days, 22 hours and 48 minutes. This will be the total sailing time. This is a pretty simple calculation. And let me try to apply this on the departure date. So I'm going to apply it on the departure date from the departure port's local time. This was given to me as 5th April, 8 o'clock. I'm going to apply the sailing. I'm going to do simple algebraic sum. So you will see I will get 31 days or the date, and the hour is 30 hours and 48. I need to do a little bit of modification. Your day cannot be more than 30 on the April. So I need to negate 30, so which will give me 1st May, and time is 3048. But again, time cannot be more than 24 hours, so I'm going to negate 24, and that 24 should be pushed on to an extra date. When I take off 24 from the time, I should add 1 day. So my ETA comes as 2nd May 0648. Okay, this is a simple ETA calculation based on only the sailing distance. Please be patient. Job is not over. I'm ending the first module with only this. So please take your time to watch how we do the sailing time calculations. And on the next part, I'm going to give you uh, either it'll be your local time calculations using ETA, or I'll be doing UTC also. So we'll see in different parts. So that's the end of this module, where I mentioned that I'm going to just spend time quickly on sailing time calculations. I'll come back soon with the part B of the same question, where we'll solve the next part of it. So until then, keep watching Jal Prayag. Vanakkam, namaste, namaskar.